What?
Oh man,
What is on the
I didn't
What
know
is
I
on
was
the
jumping on a call with Oscar Isaac over here. What the heck?
what?
Man, just it's an experiment.
Dog, you see, experiments either fail or they succeed. That is
Nah, it passed.
Boy, you got a point on the top of your head.
Well,
boy.
that's my widow's peak. So that's what's like awkward about this because like it's a normal like European. All right, John.
Don't work. Dang it.
It's a normal Europe. What is that? It's a normal European hairline type of thing. But the thing about it, I have a widow's peak, so it's like weird and awkward. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm jealous. We'll see. We'll have to see. And like, I need a barber to like actually edge it up a little bit to make it look cleaner.
Wait. Did you do this yourself?
Yes, of course. Yes, that's why it's just a buzz cut. It's not that big of a deal. My gosh.
All right. Okay.
I'm not seeing anybody, so it's like whatever.
Nobody want to see you.
Yeah, I know. Nobody wants to see you either. All right, whatever. But yeah, it's the Shi-Fi podcast, episode 56. Let's see. How are y'all doing during all of this?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Got anything to get off your chest?
I'm ready to go back outside, but that's about it.
Yeah, I miss the homies.
You miss the homies. It's weird seeing all these like people doing Zoom meetings and stuff, and like Zoom's like blowing up, and I'm like, I low key was on the wave first, but
okay.
I'm not just saying. But let's see. How do y'all feel about Drake's new song? React.
Haven't heard it.
Oh.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Literally everywhere.
I haven't heard it.
It's the off-brand cha-cha slide. I wasn't impressed with it at first, but it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's giving him a hard time. Like it's just a song, and he's gonna dance a little bit, and it's just people are like, oh, it's for TikTok. I'm like, yeah, people are in their house. People like, I feel like a lot of people are over analyzing it. A lot.
It isn't great, but like I don't like hate it. Like it's what I expect from Drake. Corny, cheesy, you know.
The music video was kind of cool because it was like, did you see his music video?
Yes.
Like a tour around his house. I thought it was pretty neat. But I like it. Let's see. Also, so did y'all get a letter from Dallas Baptist University recently?
No.
I mean, I got a letter from DBU, but
y'all got hold up. Y'all getting letters? I ain't getting nothing.
Not to be controversial, but let me see. I thought it was kind of weird because it was like literally President Wright. If y'all don't want to comment on this, it's fine. But it was like President Wright wrote about it. You know, it was like signed off. He was saying like spring is not how we envisioned it. More than 90% of our students receive some type of financial support to attend DBU. Blah, blah. My heart is heavy because the times have made it difficult for students to pay their tuition bills. And they're asking people to donate money. I'm like, what are we donating money to? How are you making the virus about paying for other students' tuition? Yeah. I'm not trying to like be insensitive, but I don't know. Like I'm what do you call it? Summarizing very vaguely, but like there's nothing about. Yeah, go ahead.
Lower tuition for DBU, and this won't be an issue in the first place. You know, people got to pay. People got to pay an arm and a leg to go to the university, anyways.
So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird because I was like, "What are you're
When'd you
using
get that in
the
the mail?
a couple days ago?" And I'm like right here though, so maybe that's why. I mean, Houston people get it in 3 days.
They know they ain't gonna send it to Houston because we ain't sending no money.
But yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird. I don't know. Some Joshua 1-9 campaign.
Yeah, I thought they started that like right before we left.
What campaign is this?
I don't know.
Man, there's too much going on. Did they ever finish what was the building they were building?
The residential college.
Yes, did they ever finish that?
They finished the housing for it, but they didn't finish. I mean, they're still building the school and stuff.
Wait,
I mean,
here's
the
a-
housing, like, they finished it, and then it was like still a work in progress, you know.
for the listeners that don't know what I'm talking. It's like we all went to DBU. To the 3 listeners that listen to this, we all went to DBU, and our president sent us a letter wanting us to donate money. Here's one of my favorite sentences. It says, "Our students need our support right now more than ever. However, due to our budget shortfall related to the CLS scholarship, I need your help to get us through this crisis. Please send," and here's a deadline. "Please send your gift by May 15th." It's like, they
That's
give us a deadline to donate.
that, that's the day he expects us to all go back to normal. May 15th. He's speaking
Yeah.
into existence.
Yeah, so.
And also, like, along with the donations, it's there's like specific tiers of donations. So you donate like $1,000, and you get
Yes.
into like the President's Honor Society
Is
or
this some kind
something,
of like?
and then like
Is this some kind of like
1,500
old
is something
club status?
else or whatever.
Exactly.
It's a whole
It's
thing. Yeah,
a little
kind of
goofy,
funny.
but it is what it is.
The whole school goofy.
There'll be people donating, so I don't blame Mr. Wright. But
I mean, you've got like all the like super wealthy Southern Baptist, you know, parents that are like in their 60s now who have had kids grow up, and they're like sitting on their ranch, and they're like, oh, I guess we'll give, you know, $100,000 to DBU.
yeah, and they want to like have their name on like the window at
Mhm.
on the chapel.
Yeah.
Here's what we do. We stick a for sale sign at the president's house. So his house, you know, donate all the rest.
There you go.
He just
Think of
wakes
all
up one
the-
morning. There's like 10 people.
Think of all the real estate you could sell by just carving up the land in front of that fountain, you know?
Exactly.
I don't know. But yeah, so I thought that was like a little goofy, but
Mhm.
whatever. There'll be big wigs donating. Let's see. With Easter around the corner, I texted this to Josh yesterday. There's like a couple friends I have. They're like the woke people, like too woke, and they always like downgrade holidays. Like they do this for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. This one's kind of interesting because I've never seen it really much for Easter. This woman is like, what is it? She's like, don't text me Happy Easter or Happy Good Friday. But she presents herself as like she's a Christian and everything.
Mhm.
And I don't know. It's just like it's just these people. Like I don't know. These people they're on Twitter too. They're just all annoying. There's just like too woke of people.
But like, what's the point? Why make a big fuss about it?
I don't know. I just like this person was claiming like Easter is a because like she was referring to it as it's not like a normal. It's very Americanized. You know, it's like
Commercialized.
very
She doesn't like how cultural it is.
which is everything. You
Mhm.
know, like if you look at it so technically, your life would just be like you just won't ever be happy because it's like
Yeah.
she's just constantly mad. This happens with Thanksgiving too. You know, you have like all the people that are like we don't celebrate Christopher Columbus.
Oh,
all that controversy.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like you're right, but like I want to eat. I'll still
He said,
get paid.
I'm trying to watch the Cowboys if that's
Like
possible this year.
I don't know. It's just like weird, but they're like the y'all know like Jamel Hill,
Yes, from ESPN.
ESPN. She was a like an ESPN commentator and then like turned into a political activist somehow.
Yes, a social justice warrior. We love to see it.
Yeah, and like that's fine, but like every tweet you do is like some thing you're just like this has got to change. Which, hey, it probably needs to be changed, but I don't know. It's like maybe something happy every now and then. Go see a movie, spend time with your husband. I don't know, but I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Uh, let's see, let's see. Oh,
Wait. Did y'all see that DBU starting a bowling team?
Man, they're starting all kinds of stuff after we left.
I have
I'm
not
still
seen
I saw
DBU
somebody
bowling.
retweet the other day on my timeline. It was like, sign here if you're interested in joining the DBU bowling team starting this fall. And I was like, hold up, what?
I
We
see
got
it.
we got bass fishing and bowling.
So coming this fall 2020, DBU esports and DBU
Yes.
bowling.
Man, I could have been the esports king at DBU.
This is a real thing. How?
I'm so sad. I was looking forward. They just started doing intramural esports like my last semester, and all they did was Rocket League, and I was like, come on, do like Smash Bros or something. But nope.
John, did you buy Animal Crossing?
I did.
Is it worth it? Is it worth the hype?
I mean, I think so. I don't know if you would, but you might like it. I think you would like it.
Yeah, I mean, I played Animal Crossing like growing up on like the DSi.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours have you played today?
Today,
Yeah.
only like one-ish.
One.
Yeah. How many hours have I think I've played about 100 hours. I've got it open right now.
100 hours of Animal Crossing? When'd you get the game?
I mean, it's been out for 3 weeks, I think.
That's a lot.
What day is it? Ugh.
30 hours a week. Full-time job.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. This man said, I can't work right now, so my job right now.
What else am I gonna do?
Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to apply for jobs right before this whole thing started. I applied for maybe like 15 different jobs, and I've only heard back from one. And then the pandemic happened, and now it's
because there's a hire freeze right now.
Well, I mean, like I applied like in February, and then halfway through March, it's like pandemic time.
John, when do you think this pandemic will cease? When do you think it will end?
All right, so I think here's what I think. What's today? April 10th. So
Correct.
If we have stricter shelter-in-place rules or stricter like quarantine rules, then I think maybe it'll peak either the 3rd or 4th week of April. But just because it peaks doesn't mean we're in the clear, because then you got to wait for it to level out before you can actually let people out.
Correct.
So you probably want to wait another, 3 or 4 weeks after that. So I think June is conservatively the earliest, or not conservatively. That's being very optimistic.
Yes.
Is June being the day that people can get out.
Right.
But it might go through till July, maybe even August. But definitely I expect being sheltered in place for another month. I would expect that.
Y'all don't want to hear how long I think it's going to be.
This man gonna think till January.
I think it's at least we're going to be in our house. We're going to be having to quarantine or like be, stay at home-ish at least through August. At least through August.
I mean, August is a good is a good estimate. Yeah.
Canceled already in July. The Wimbledon got canceled. Like that's like a huge and I don't know. It's like they have to make the vaccine. That takes a while.
Mhm.
The vaccine's gonna take years to make. It's not like something fast.
Yeah, so a lot of people misunderstand that just because you have a vaccine means it's not like automatic. Like it has to go through like a lot of tests, right? That's what I've always heard. And
yeah.
so, and you know, us, we like to freak out, and we're already freaked out, and we're not even in the peak of the situation yet.
Yes, like it would be obviously like the more logical thing is for the government to come on and be like, all right, you guys got to stay in quarantine until August. But the American people will go nuts. That's why they're doing it in 30-day increments.
Yeah,
it's all strategic. Because if you were to tell me I got to stay in my house till August, I'm gonna go nuts. I'm running outside no matter what. But if I tell myself 30-day blocks, I'm good.
You saw what happened when they said quarantine for like what 2 weeks, and everyone went out and bought all the toilet paper in the world.
And they went, and there's still people at the beach acting like it's a vacation.
Yeah, you're always gonna have
that's
those
the
people.
reason. That's the reason
why we
haven't
can't be
yet.
free.
No, that's like 0.05% of people, the idiots of the world.
Have you seen these people in Florida, Corpus Christi, Padre?
Yes, that's Florida. Are you surprised?
The beaches are full, Shiloh. They are full.
Florida is a whole other country. Like that's like
no, it's happening here in Corpus and Padre too.
Yeah,
not like the typical South Padre spring breaks.
When we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna send you a photo that I got of people yesterday in Corpus that were
wilding people.
I mean, this is gonna be worse than what people think. I mean, it's like the world having an ACL injury.
Okay, Derrick Rose.
We're out for the year. Like 2020 is just done. Like you gotta have the injury, you gotta have the surgery, you still gotta heal, you still gotta get back into playing.
I think things will start to go back relatively like July, but I think it's just more than like when we'll be able to return to normal life, like be able to go outside. It's more about like the economy. The economy is going to take like months and months to like slowly get back together. Because now we have so many people out of jobs. Some people got to get rehired. Stores got to reopen. A lot of small businesses had to close down permanently because they can't afford to stay closed for 30 days. So
yeah,
I don't think it'll be till like my dad. This man thinks it's gonna be till January. I was like, I don't think it'll be till January. There's no way the economy could even.
We'll have a cure by January.
He's wild.
We'll see.
But they had to cancel. They had to cancel Wimbledon and all that stuff because like people don't have time to prep for that, and people aren't gonna be able to afford to fly and all that stuff. So it makes sense financially why they canceled it. Also, they have a crazy insurance policy for pandemics. I didn't know sports bought insurance policies for pandemics until I read it.
Really?
Yes.
Makes sense, I guess.
Wait, who has this policy?
Wimbledon they have had insurance on a pandemic policy since like the 70s or something like that, and they're getting paid millions of dollars this year for not even having the tournament because they're covered by the pandemic insurance policy.
Wow, so they don't really care if it gets canceled.
No, because they have insurance.
Well, I'm sure they're not making as much money as they would.
But it's something. It's not like the NCAA.
Or like the XFL, like an hour ago, just announced like they're done completely.
Oh no! Wait, really? Did that really happen?
Yeah.
Yes. The president of the XFL came out and was like, "Hey, we're cutting the league. Operations are done. Everybody's fired, basically."
No.
That stinks because like it just started.
Yes.
It was like really good. It was like kind of legit. People actually liked it. I know in Dallas they had it at the old where the Rangers used to play.
Yes.
They had all that decked out. Now it's like, I mean, I'm sure they can like bring it back maybe next year in 2 years.
No. He said they have no plans of bringing it back in 2021. No plans. Like it's done. Houston people are devastated because the Roughnecks were undefeated
The what? The who?
The
Who?
Roughnecks. The Houston Roughnecks.
Nah, it's all about the Renegades, man.
The Roughnecks beat the Renegades.
I haven't even paid attention.
Why do you know that?
I don't know.
Why do I know that?
All I know is that I'm pretty sure New York's team was like really bad.
But y'all have any other coronavirus conspiracies, or have you ever heard of them? Or
The government.
Yeah, my mom has a friend that thinks that the coronavirus vaccine that they'll come out with is going to have a microchip in it, and that's how they track you. And that'll be the mark of the beast. And now it's the end times, and here we go, baby.
I've heard that.
It's almost like it'd be too obvious, too predictable.
Yeah.
Like Bill Gates isn't that dumb, but he'll find out a different way.
Now it's gonna get even more interesting because like the election's in November. So like if we don't have like a kid, how are we gonna be able to go vote?
Oh my god!
Saying.
Have you seen Trump? He's like trying to say that mail-in voting is ripe for voter fraud.
Right, but he voted absentee.
He voted in mail in the election in Florida. He's God. Must be so angry, so fired up.
They need to postpone. I don't think they can postpone the election. I don't even think that's a thing.
No.
My family has been talking about like in the 20s, I think, or 30s, FDR. The only reason like he was serving like 4 terms was because all the wars were happening.
And there was no term limits back.
Yeah, and they're just like, just be president again and stuff. Like,
yes.
And like nobody could step up to the challenge to replace him as president, and the mindset was just like, well, we're in the middle of a war. Why do we want to replace a president right now? So,
but also he brought them through like the recession actually, and like the New Deal and like all that stuff. So like he was pretty popular.
I think if Trump was like liked by like 90% of the country, this would just be no one would even care about the election. Like, but it's like very 50-50.
Or so, it's like crazy because they made the people in Wisconsin go vote this week in the middle of a pandemic. They made them go out and vote.
You see, that's just
for a primary.
Is there no like twist around like postponing the election?
No.
For a global pandemic, I feel like there should be something. Like,
I mean, you can
roll 10B.
I mean, okay, the election is in November, first off, so we got some time. And plus, like, you can limit how many people go into a voting or a polling center,
These 3 debates are going to be live, though, between Joe and Donald.
Oh, my gosh. I'm shaking my head now. It's just going to be...
It would have been more live with Bernie.
It's going to be the goofiest thing ever.
Well, Bernie hasn't dropped yet. Like, he suspended his campaign, but he's not all the way out.
I've got a conspiracy theory. I don't think Bernie's done yet. I don't think he's done coming back. Because I think what he's going to do is, because he said he hasn't dropped, like, his name off the ballot. So he can still pick up delegates through all the primaries that he's going through. And so I think we're going to get to the DNC, and he's going to have all these delegates, and he's going to have a bunch of support and be like, maybe I shouldn't hand over all these delegates to Biden because look at how much support I have. And he's going to be like, you know what? Put me back on the ticket. Let's go, Biden. And then during the convention, they're going to duke it out for the spot.
I feel like I don't even know like who has the most like points in the primary right now.
I mean, Biden's in the lead by a bunch.
Oh yeah.
But also, like, I have a theory. Like, if Joe wins, he's not going to run for re-election. I mean, it's going to be in his 80s. He really does not want to. He does not want to be president, but he just wants to get Trump out of there.
He's already sunsetting hard.
There's going to be another Democratic candidate in 2024, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, what's
all
going
these people
on?
are old. Like,
yeah.
it's weird with like Obama and Bush. They were like relatively young presidents.
Yeah.
Bunch of like 80 and 70-year-olds in this.
Like they
People in
could
their
easily
40s,
just
people born in the 1940s are like ruling. It's weird.
like these guys could easily go poof in a second.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Like they're both. I think if like Trump was the oldest president, Biden is just as old. Bernie, I think, is older.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Could you imagine if one of them, or if like even Trump, if they got coronavirus and they
They would
died,
die.
yeah,
that'd be
almost happened to the England guy.
yeah.
Oh,
The
Boris
British Prime
Johnson.
Minister.
Yeah,
He's finally out of the ICU now, but still, like
yeah.
he
Okay,
came
but
to a brush with death. Like
Mhm.
I read yesterday that New York, the state of New York, has more cases than any country in the world besides the United States.
What?
that doesn't surprise me.
Jeez.
They
It's
had
like ugh, it's at these big cities where you have like popular tourist attractions and people are like, oh, I still want to go. If I get corona, no big deal, whatever.
like New
Like
Orleans, they went down there for Mardi Gras,
yeah,
but 800 people died in New York in a day.
dang.
Mm-hmm. Those $10 plane flights are looking good to some people.
Gosh.
I was supposed to go on a cruise in 2 days, but that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I had to push that back to January. So if this is still happening in January, I'm gonna be pissed.
Wait, they actually moved it?
Yeah, so like they let me get a credit and then I got to move it.
They
Oh,
postponed it?
Yeah, no cruises can go out until May, so I couldn't have gone anywhere.
interesting.
Shiloh, did you hear the Jay Williams NBA theory? What he believes?
What he thinks should happen or something?
Yes.
I don't think so.
So tell me your thoughts on this. So he says that each NBA team should get moved to cruise ships and bring their family and stuff aboard, and the team should go from cruise ship to cruise ship and play the remainder of their games and then start a playoff schedule.
I remember hearing this now.
What? No. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It would really depend on the players. Because the big thing was like the average player is not getting that last paycheck.
Right.
I still don't know what they're really doing with that situation.
They just said that they're going to pay all players their April 15 check.
Okay, well, if they're getting all their paychecks, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it was like they weren't going to get their paychecks unless they did this, that would have definitely happened. Because weirdly enough, I think like a lot of NBA players live paycheck to paycheck, even with those mansions situations, because they're like trying to keep up. But yeah, the cruise ship would just be. It's weird. It's like a camps. It's like Call of Duty stuff. It's like
Yeah.
you go to their base and then you go to their base the next day.
Could you imagine the NBA finals starting on a cruise ship?
It would just be so weird. And was it when they were talking about just having no fans at the games? I was like, I feel like LeBron or like the star players would go crazy and like score a lot of points and everything because like there was no fans. There's no fans to boo them. It feels like a pickup game to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because like fans, like when you think about an NBA game without fans, it doesn't even feel like a game. It feels like them playing in a park or something like that.
Yeah.
But that
It's still crazy. It's still crazy to me that they had to force Roger Goodell to change the draft to virtual because this man was so like adamant and stubborn. And he's like, "We're gonna have it in Vegas. There's not gonna be a limited amount of people." Yada yada. I was like, "Dude, why?"
yeah. What I was really intrigued to see the NBA games without fans for like a week, but that got shut down quick. So
Yeah.
But meeting in 10 minutes. Oh yeah. But we shall see. But yeah, I think the NBA is gonna get canceled this year.
Poor LeBron.
It's sad, but every what is it? I can use the LeBron would have won in 2020 argument.
Oh my gosh.
Throw that
I
in
legit,
the
I
piece.
legit think this would have been like one of the best playoffs ever.
Yeah, it would have. Like the Warriors 4-year finals run is still, or 5-year finals run is still alive.
Intact.
Yeah, so
Jeez.
they'll get
If
the
they
number
make the
1 seed.
finals next year, I'm gonna be pissed because they have a top 10 pick too.
Yeah.
Everybody's back. Everybody's healthy. They start going off again.
Or I like joked with Shiloh, and I was like, "What if they bring the NBA season back like I don't know, like July, August, and KD and Kyrie are healthy, and they make like a little magical run in the East? Like you just never know."
Mhm. I as with you being like a North Carolina fan, I feel like this is like the best year for
Yes,
this to happen.
yes, this year
Like,
will wipe away.
I've been
will
thinking
not
about
count as-
that.
Yes, it will not count as like an NCAA, like us not making the tournament. Like it's perfect because this season was awful.
I've had the worst season ever. Like in North Carolina history. Like a
Ever.
storied franchise having your worst year during this year
It's perfect.
lucky. It's just
We're
Roy Williams was
so-
probably like, thank you.
And like next year's class is supposed to be like amazing. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. I can take no NCAA tournament and have a great class next year.
I don't know what they're doing. I've heard rumors that they're going to give spring athletes another year, or like
So I actually have a take on that because it's low key. It's going to put somebody at a bad hand. So
yeah.
Wisconsin just came out and said their spring players cannot have eligibility anymore. Like they had to be the bad guys. I'm like, no, but you put them in a catch-22 because it's like, okay, if you give these spring athletes an extra year, now you have to raise even more money and find more scholarships for everybody to make the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to be the bad guy and let the spring athletes just walk and like continue to go about their life because you can't afford that.
Yeah.
It would just be so much. Like it's one of those situations where it's gonna be tough to be the bad guy, you know. What is it? I keep thinking of that player from Michigan State named Cassius Winston. Imagine him coming back again. Like
It would have been like Frank Mason and what's the guy from Oklahoma State that never left school?
Oh, Phil Forte.
Yes.
Yeah.
He never left school.
Yeah, you have some of these college basketball players that have like been in the. It just feels like they've been around for 5 years because they've redshirted and then they like transferred and they redshirted and then they played. But yeah, I was thinking about that since like Cassius, I think he's almost like 24ish, 25. Like giving those type of another, like if I was him and I got another year, like that would be amazing. It just you have a full-grown 25-year-old man playing college basketball.
He got a whole bachelor's and master's degree, and he's still trying to hoop in college.
That's like I keep thinking about that when they talk about like bringing back, giving another year to those people. It's like, man, you're gonna have some full-grown people playing next year.
Yeah.
But that'd be interesting. But
What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Like Joe Burrow is going to go for the draft, and what do y'all make of that? Where do you think Joe Burrow is going to go? Like, who's going to be the number one pick? And then my second question is, where do y'all stand on the Dak contract debate?
wait, is Joe Burrow not gonna be number one pick?
So there's rumors that Cincinnati might not pick him, and he might move down to 5 because like Miami might get it, or like they might trade up.
Oh wow.
And there's like also a rumor that the Redskins can move on from Dwayne Haskins and draft Tua.
All this happens in the NFL draft last second. Like it's like number one pick has been set for like 3 months, and then 2 weeks before they're like, nah, we're gonna take somebody else. But
I think I would be okay with Joe Burrow going to Miami because at least in Miami, they're fun to watch when they suck. Cincinnati is boring.
Just because it's out there in Miami, is that why?
Yeah, because like craziest things can happen in Miami. You know, the weirdest things can happen. No. But like Cincinnati, what do? They just always like they're always tripping over themselves and making it stupid. So
I'll give them that. That's a good take.
I mean, I feel like Cincinnati will pick Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
they should. I always think of the that draft way back then with the whole Reggie Bush, and then last second Mario Williams got picked. Was it the Houston Texans?
Yeah,
very last second. But is there? I don't think there's like a skill like non-quarterback player.
Chase Young, the guy from.
That's right. He's one of the guys that could maybe be a number 1 pick.
Yeah, I think he's either going to be the number 1 or number 2 pick.
Okay,
interesting.
Well,
and then the Redskins are going to take Tua.
That's what they're thinking.
Interesting.
But also,
how long is he out for though?
Tua's healthy. He's good to go.
He's healthy now?
Yeah, he's good to go.
Okay. So if we do have football in the fall, see Tua play for the Redskins. The Redskins might win like their first game and then no games after that.
In the Dak situation, just pay the guy.
Just pay the guy.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna get another quarterback.
Yeah, for real.
We could pick up Jameis or Cam Newton.
We're gonna get Vinny Cam Newton.
Yeah, what do y'all think? What do you think Cam and Jameis are gonna go, and do you think they're gonna be starters?
Cam needs to hang up his jersey and go home.
Cam should go to the Patriots.
Yes.
Cam got disrespected. Cam deserves much more. Jameis, no one cares about Jameis. He'll be a backup somewhere. Let him do a backup quarterback position for a couple of years to prove himself, and then we'll see.
Not even that. He's going to be a backup, and he's going to throw 1,000 more interceptions. They're going to be like, okay, you can't be a backup anymore.
What if he's the
Cowboys on the bench, bro?
What if he's the Cowboys backup instead of Cooper?
No.
Yeah. Let's let Dak walk and get Jameis. All right. That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, okay. Good idea.
All right, well, let's wrap this episode up. You have a song of the week. Shout-outs. No, song of the week first. Anybody have a song of the week?
Say So by Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. Nice. I have Stupid Again by Tory Lanez. I like Tory Lanez. He's actually getting on my good side. I used to hate him, but he used to be too emotional. But now he's actually not being emotional in his songs. And it's a good balance. I like that. So
okay.
All right. How about you, John?
I'm going to say Oxygen by King's Kaleidoscope. I just bought their album that's a year old on vinyl, and I've been listening to it a ton. So
I saw they mentioned you.
They did.
On Instagram.
I'm in the big leagues now.
You about to get signed too. They're gonna be like, hey.
Yeah,
play bass.
I got 2 new Instagram followers that I've never heard of before. So there you go.
All right. Shout outs. We got a minute left.
Shout out to all the healthcare workers and all the people on the front lines risking their life. Pay them like they risking their life.
Yeah.
For sure.
Same goes for grocery store workers and all them. Delivery drivers.
Did you see that in New York they're offering $12,000 a week to people who go up there and help, that have licensed healthcare workers?
All right. I'll see y'all later. I'm going to New York.
Boy, you ain't no licensed healthcare worker.
Shout out to all the pretty people out there.
Okay, soldier boy.
All the pretty people that look good in their mask. All right.
Okay,
all right. Y'all got any other shout outs?
Nope.
All right. I'm out. Peace.
All right.
See you.
3, 2, 1. Bye.